Hello guys, this is your friend and we are back with a new fanfic. And if you enjoy this fanfic, then please press the like button and subscribe to my channel for more fanfic like this. And now let's start the fanfic.
Naruto is now 18 years old. He was in a happy relationship with Hinata Hyuga. Things were going well for them. Naruto was to succeed Tsunade after she retires as Hokage. Naruto was nervous when he sat down to officially ask her parents' permission to date their daughter. Hiashi scared him a bit, but Hinata's mother Saya Hyuga calmed him down and thought Naruto would be good to Hinata. He may not have been raised by his parents, but he did have their good traits and has proven he can be trustworthy. Saya was happy for her daughter. They were so in love that it made her jealous sometimes, since her and Hiashi haven't had a spark like that in a long time. She was starting to feel lonely. Hiashi is always either in meetings or away for diplomatic missions. This was one of those weeks. Saya is now alone with Hinata and Hanabi on their missions. Saya couldn't help but want to try to relieve herself. Ah, so good. She was masturbating in her room with a vibrator she secretly bought. It feels so good, she said in her moans as she imagining having with someone. Instead of it being her husband, she was thinking of Naruto. She couldn't help it. He was every bit as handsome and kind as his father, Minato. She kept imagining his hard going in her as she moved the vibrator in and out. Where she was pinching her nipples of her 38D size S, she imagined he was ing on them. Oh, God, I'm almost there, she said till she heard someone entering. Hello, anyone home? She recognized the voice and it was Naruto's. She quickly stopped and quickly fixed her robes and tried to hide her vibrator, but Naruto entered before she had a chance to, so she kept it under her robe. Oh Lady Saya, how are you? Oh, hello Naruto. What brings you here? She said nervously. I just got back from a mission and was looking to see if Hinata was home. Naruto replied as he took a seat in front of her. Oh, I see. Well, I'm afraid she has mission and won't be back till next week. She told him. What? Really? Naruto complained. Yes. I'm sorry. Almost everyone here is gone and are out at the moment. She told him as the thought of him almost catching her and him looking at her with his blue eyes and smiling at her was making her even more wet than before. Are you okay, Lady Saya? Naruto asked as he got close to her to make sure she was alright. I'm perfectly fine. Really? She replied. As Naruto got close and felt her forehead, he then heard a faint noise coming from underneath her robes. What's that noise? He asked as he looked below and noticed the vibrator along with the fact she wasn't wearing panties and blushed. Ah! She yelled as Naruto tried to get her to calm down. Please don't tell anyone, she begged him. I won't. I promise. He told her. So, why do you have that anyway? He asked her, being naturally curious. Sigh, it's just. Hiashi barely touches me anymore. She replied while looking sad. I miss the feeling and I got a little jealous of how you and Hinata are so in love. Even at how you two had your first last month. How'd you know about that? Naruto asked her, thinking he was busted. I am her mother, Naruto. She showed obvious signs that something good happened between you two. She replied. I'm a really terrible mother. She said as she felt giddy. No, come on. It's natural. He tried to comfort her. You're a beautiful woman. Hiashi would have to be crazy to not be taking care of you when you need him. No, not that. I think of you every time I masturbate. She told him. Oh, I guess that would be something to feel guilty about. But even so, it's natural to wanna do that. Come on, don't cry. Naruto tried to cheer her up. Sob, thank you. I just feel so guilty. She said as she looked up at Naruto. He looked down at her and couldn't help but notice at how Hinata no doubt inherited her cute face from her. He tried wiping her tears till they both started leaning closer and closer till they touched lips. No, we shouldn't. Why, you're right, Naruto said, and yet he was still being drawn to her and kissed her again, but this time more deeply. Saya accepted the kiss. They slpped their tongues inside each other's mouths. Just to help relieve you. Relieve me, was all she said as she kissed him again. I'm sorry, Hinata, but I need this. To be touched. To be loved, she said in her thoughts as she felt Naruto touch her s. He got behind her and started massaging her s. He then opened up her robes and got a good look at her body. Her s were big and wondered if Hinata's would grow to that size. He then started ing on her left and started fingering her. Ah, oh god, that feels so good, she told him as he ed and fingered her. She wrapped her arms around him to make him continue. Ah, 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 ah. Oh god. I'm almost there. I'm coming. Saya yelled as she felt herself orgasm hard. That was a pretty hard orgasm. He told her. Ha, ha, you look pretty hard. She replied as she moved and laid him down, then undid his pants and pulled them down. There was his 8-inch all hard and stiff. So big, she said as she began to give him a blow job. Ah, oh my god. Naruto said, surprised Saya Hyūga was giving him a blow job and how good she actually was at it. She kept bobbing up and down while massaging his ball sack and using various tongue techniques. Naruto kept staring at her s. Oh, do you want me to use these? She said to him as she started giving him a titty job and ed the on the tip and licked it at the same time. Ah, oh god, this is too much. I'm gonna come. Naruto yelled as he placed his hands on the back of her head and pushed down. Saya didn't resist as she just let all his cum get released in her mouth and swallowed it, every last drop of it. Pwah! So delicious, she said in ecstasy. Naruto took the rest of his clothes off as he was still hard. He started on top of her and inserted his inside her. Ah, it's been so long, she said as she was in utter bliss and felt Naruto thrust deep inside her. Ah, oh god. It feels so good inside you. He told her. You're so deep inside me. I'm gonna go crazy. Saya told him as Naruto picked up the pace. He started playing with her s for a bit. Then he noticed the vibrator. He stopped for a second, got her on all fours as he got her in doggy style, then turned on the vibrator and inserted in her butthole. Oh god, my and feels so good. She yelled as she started drooling. Naruto thrusted faster and harder. Here I come, he yelled as he released inside her, causing her to yell from her orgasm. More. I want more, she told him. In that case, Naruto made a few shadow clones and they started gangbanging her. Laying on the ground letting Saya ride him, a clone inserted his inherent thrusted hard inside her. Saya was ing off one of the clones, while she was using her hands to jerk off the last two clones. Oh, god, it's so amazing. I think I'm jealous of Hinata. He's so amazing. He may be better than Hiashi and his father, she said in her thoughts as she was enjoying the. Oh god, I'm gonna come. Naruto yelled as the clones couldn't hold back anymore either, so they all released all they had on Saya and inside her, as well as she had her biggest orgasm yet. Saya enjoyed it. Naruto was still hard and his clones still had more energy. The Who was giving her anal, laid on the floor and got Saya on top while getting his back inside Harem. The Naruto thrusted her again. Both s going inside my and my. It feels so good. Whatever amount of common sense she had left was gone, as was Naruto's. All that was left was carnal desire. Naruto kissed her neck and left a kiss mark. They kissed more and their tongues exploring each other's mouths again. Stick out your tongue, he told her as she did as she was told through her moans. Naruto then started ing on her tongue. The thrusts were getting faster and faster. One clone dispersed and let the other two to get stroked by Saya. They bent down to massage and on her s. The feeling of it all was too much as her look of elegance was replaced with ecstasy. Oh God, my tongue, my s, my and my. I've never felt like this before. Not even with Hiyashi. Hiyashi doesn't even compare to it. Saya said in her thoughts. War. Him war. I went war. Saya said to Naruto and he obeyed as she kept stroking two of the clones. Ike humming. She yelled as all the Narutos released their cum in her and all over her again. The clones dispersed as Naruto was finally tired. He passed out and Saya slept with him for an hour. After the sleep Naruto took a quick shower and was at the door. Naruto. Saya called. Naruto looked nervous due to the fact that he just slept with his girlfriend's mother. Yes, he replied. Do come by and visit me again. She told. Don't worry, this'll be our little secret. She said seductively. Naruto blushed as she kissed him on the lips. Bye. Naruto quickly said as he dashed off, but the thought of actually boning one of the hottest women in the leaf was a turn on. She was only in her late 30s. 39 maybe 40 at the oldest, but she still had the body a woman in her mid-20s would kill to have, is what he thought as he headed home. Unbeknownst to them, Hanabi had just returned early and ended up witnessing the whole act till they slept. While they slept she went out to clear her head. Then she returned after wandering for an hour and saw Naruto was just leaving. Saya now wanted Naruto for herself. Hanabi had an interest in Naruto as well. Now she had something to use on him. She decided to follow him and use this as her chance. Technically speaking, as shinobi who recently got her Chunin rank, she is by ninja standards an adult. This was the beginning of a turning point in his life. Naruto was making his way to his new apartment he had been living in since after the Fourth Shinobi War. Just he was about to enter, he had the feeling he was being followed by someone. Why am I getting this sense of nostalgia? Or is it irony? Well, regardless, this feels familiar. He told himself as he tried to look around till. Gotcha. Next thing he Hanabi him from the roof soon as he stepped out to find out who was following him. Hanabi was on top of him where most people would consider an indecent position. Hey Hanabi, he told her. I took down the hero of the Fourth War. She said proudly as she smiled at him. Congrats. Can I get up now? He asked her. Sure. She replied as she got off and he got up. So, you just get back from your mission? He asked her. Yeah, just got back and thought I could visit you. She told him. Okay, that's it, just slowly walk him into it. She said in her thoughts, trying to time she tell him she saw him and her mother doing the nasty. Well, I guess it should be fine. I don't have anything else going on. He told her with his smile. Just seeing that smile made heart skip a few beats as she blushed and looked away. Oh, God. Even though he cheated on big sister with mother, I still get this way. She said in her thoughts. When Naruto and Hinata started dating, Hanabi didn't think much of him at first, but as she got to know him when they had their time alone to talk, she little by little started to love her big sister's boyfriend. She saw what it was that drew her sister to him. He was kind, strong, handsome, had a smile that makes you weak in the knees and sometimes hard to breathe. They walked inside his apartment. She had been here a few times on her own to hang out with Naruto or with Hinata. Naruto didn't seem to have much of a problem with her hanging out with him, even though she often tagged along on few of their dates. So how are things in the Hyūga clan? Naruto asked her. As good as they can get. It's not easy when a lot of the men from both families died in the war. The elders are trying to keep things the same, but even I can see our clan will die out if we try to continue traditions. Hanabi replied. The fact of the matter is, among the casualties in the war when it ended, the Hyūga clan suffered many losses. The men ratio was down to roughly 5% in total. A lot of the women stayed behind because they either were just house servants or weren't suited for combat. The men that were still accountable were the 10 elders, Ko, and Hiyashi himself. There have been talks as to what the elders want to do. They would rather keep the bloodline pure more than anything, but that was proving to be difficult since so few men are left and the Hyūga women didn't seem to show any interest. Oddly enough, Hinata mostly hears them talk about how Hinata is lucky she have someone like Naruto. They really need to let go and let things play out on their own. Let life take its course. Naruto replied. Kinda like. She was getting ready to say it. This was her opening to get Naruto to be her first, but when she saw him look at her as if this won their usual hang sessions, she started to hesitate. She'll be blackmailing him to sleep with her. Her father would certainly end the relationship with Hinata if she didn't, but then she thought about how he would probably hate her. The thought of him hating her despite how much she was in love with him was painful for her. Kinda like what? Naruto asked as he then noticed her troubled look. He wondered if it was possible she actually saw him and Saya. He walked to her and put his arms on her shoulders. He was so close to her. She was about 6 inches shorter than him. Hanabi, did you see something out of the ordinary? Naruto was finding it hard to ask if she saw him cheating on Hinata with her mother. Sigh. I actually saw you and mother doing it. She mumbled, but he heard it. Hanabi, let me explain, and I know it'll sound like an excuse. You're not gonna tell anyone, are you? He asked her in a panic. This was her chance to make a deal. Blackmail him, but as mentioned, he would probably end up hating her in the long of things. No, she said quietly as she started to tear up. What was I thinking? I was so stupid, she said in her thoughts. Why are you crying? Hanabi, it's okay, you can tell me. I'll understand if you hate me now. I deserve it. It's just that your mom looked so lonely and I guess I wanted to make her happy somehow and it just led to that. It's no excuse. Go ahead and hit me, yell at me, or something. Naruto told her as he was expecting Hanabi to do something along those lines. I could never hate you, she told him, surprising Naruto. You make my sister happy, and ever since Neji died you've been a big help to us. I could always see mother looking at you the way big sister does. The truth is I'm jealous of her, and now I'm jealous of mother. She continued. Why would you be jealous? He asked her. Because. She started as she cupped his face and kissed him on the lips. A sweet kiss, and Naruto was surprised. This was the second Hyūga in one day that came onto him. I'm in love with you, Naruto. She confessed as she blushed as badly as Hinata. Hanabi, was all Naruto said as he kept to hold her. There was that feeling again. He wasn't sure what it was, but something just like with Saya drew him to Hanabi. Was it cause her feelings were sincere, or was it cause he couldn't bear to see Hanabi sad? He leaned in and kissed her, and it turned into a full makeout session. Big sister, I'm sorry. I tried to let him go. I really did, but Naruto has so kind to us and everyone in the clan. I couldn't help but fall for him. I don't want to let him go. Hanabi said in her thoughts as the makeout continued and heated up. Hanabi wanted him. Do me. What? Please, be my first. She told him. But Hanabi. Quote. I know, but as a ninja I am already an adult, especially now that I'm a chunin. She replied to him. She wanted this and didn't care what happened after. Naruto carried her bridal style to his bed and laid her down. He lifted her shirt and took it off, then took off her pants and panties in one go. She was still a bit small, but she did have a young adult's body. A few more years and she may have a full adult body as good as Hinata's. He massaged her C-cup-s, making her moan. Naruto ed on the left for a bit, then moved to the right. She was moaning pretty loud for a first-timer. Naruto was moving down to her womanhood as she looked embarrassed. He's looking at it. This is so embarrassing, she said in her thoughts as Naruto spread her open. You're so pink here, Hanabi. You're definitely Hinata's sister as well as your mother's daughter, he said as he started licking her. Ah, DD, don't tell me that, you PP perv, she said as she was enjoying the new sensation. Naruto then stuck his index and middle finger in her as he started licking the. Ah, 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 it feels so good, she said. Naruto was getting hard from the moans and at how cute Hanabi looked trying to stay in control, and his was getting pretty hard. Again. When he stopped, Hanabi looked confused on why he stopped as he pulled down his pants and saw his erection. She was getting nervous and wondered if it would even fit in her. Even she was 18, there was no way she was gonna believe that fitted inside Hinata or her mother. Naruto looked at her and made her heart race. I'm gonna put it in now. It's gonna hurt, but try to hang in there, he told her as she nodded a yes and trusted him. She felt the tip at the entrance. She began to feel it enter her as she closed her eyes tightly, bracing herself for the pain. She felt his go through and felt her hymen break as she then screamed from the pain, where Naruto then kissed her to quiet her down and stroked the back of her head to make her feel safe, that everything was gonna be okay. Naruto didn't move. He waited for Hanabi to let him know he can move. She looked up at his eyes. It's okay. You can move now, she said as she had small tears. She was happy. Happy to be one with the person she was in love with. Naruto moved at a slow pace since he was aware after his experience with Hinata that a first-timer can't handle too much roughness in one go. Ah, Naruto, she said as she pulled him in for another kiss. As the thrusts continued, he picked up the speed. Hanabi, you're so damn tight, he told her. Saya had experience. Hinata had a natural hip movement that made him hard for her when they did it, but Hanabi was insanely tight and Naruto was enjoying it. Naruto was at his limit for this one. I'm gonna come, Naruto said as he was about to pull out, but Hanabi crossed her legs around his waist. Don't pull out, she yelled as she moaned. But Hanabi could get. I know. I want it. I want your child, she admitted to him as Naruto couldn't hold it anymore. It's coming. I can't hold it. Me too. I'm coming. They both yelled as they climaxed at the same time. Naruto pulled out and saw he release a lot inside Hanabi. So much inside me. I'm gonna give birth to Naruto's baby, Hanabi said to herself with a satisfied look on her face, and assumed she was gonna get pregnant on the first shot. She then fell asleep after all that. Naruto didn't want to push her too much since she just lost her virginity. As she slept, he put a blanket over her.